quarter of the NFL season. Arizona now tied atop the NFC West. They get a division-defining win. They get a defining moment for Kyler Murray. They get a defining moment for their biggest offseason acquisition. And fellas, we're off and running on a Monday morning.
How was your weekend, Zubin?
Yeah,
Pretty good.
You know what Key wants to start the segment off with, Zubin, about
How was
the
your
weekend.
weekend, man?
Bro, this is the first Hail Mary in the NFL in 5 years.
No,
If there's ever a day we're going to lead with sports, isn't it this day?
What happened to Rutgers this weekend?
Yeah, what happened to your squad this weekend?
Lost to Illinois.
All right.
Most high school teams could probably beat Illinois, but that's another story for another day.
That's a bad loss.
That is a bad loss. By the way, SC, again, with another great rally to win. SC has thrown 4 touchdown passes in the final 2 minutes of both of their games combined.
I don't care.
They are 2-0.
The way they look these last 2 games, they're not ready for the Final Four.
Nobody more dramatic, though, than the Cardinals, right? As I try to veer it back towards the Cardinals,
we don't
man.
get to the Cardinals. There's no
All right.
question about it.
Tell me your weekend was better than Kyler Murray.
Don't even worry about it. Evan already jumped in my ear and said, don't worry, you guys have Michigan coming up this weekend to get healthy on. That's coming from the control room. Well done, Evan.
If Michigan
Well
even have a coach by then.
We'll get into that. Paul Feinbaum, Jim Harbaugh's #1 critical, join us later this morning. All right, go for the weekend and tell me it was better than Kyler and DeAndre's, and I'll rest my case.
Well, here's what I would say about the play. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. But get somebody up on that dude in that dude's face, man.
Kyler's
and when
face.
on DeAndre Hopkins,
There were 3 dudes in his face.
You can't allow D Hopkins to have free access like that. They supposed to know that.
Help me out with
Sean
free
McDermott-
access. It looks like there were 3 guys draped on.
No, meaning at the line of scrimmage at the start of the play, they allowed him to run down the field basically all by himself, uncontested. Whenever you give a dude free access, especially this dude, he gonna bunny hop you. He's gonna do exactly what he did to them. Climb the ladder and go take it off their head like he eating soup. That is just what happens in that situation. We talk about whether or not the Cardinals are for real and whatnot. Yeah, they're a good football team. They've had 3 wins this year coming from behind in the fourth quarter with situations and plays like that with Kyler Murray having the football in his hands. He was able to get out of the way, square his shoulders, and launch that ball 50-something yards in the air. But the great thing about it is he kept it in play. Typically, when you see these things, it's either out of the back of the end zone or in front of the end zone at the 2-yard line or something like that. Instead, he gave his guy the opportunity to go get it 50, 60 yards in the air. And D-Hop climbed the ladder with 3 dudes draped around him. But as a defensive coordinator and a defensive back coach, the first thing you're supposed to do is those guys, as said, over there by themselves, you put somebody in front of them to reroute them and slow them down from getting that type of depth up on the defensive back. They did not do that. They didn't do it, Jay. They let him just run down the field. You act like DeAndre Hopkins is chopped liver. Like, we'll just leave him over there by himself. We're not worried about him. Like, what are you doing? That's the one dude. There's 2 dudes that I'm jamming at the point of attack for the Arizona Cardinals. Larry Old Man Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
I'm putting 2 dudes on him.
Sitting on the dock of the bay, Larry Fitzgerald.
I'm putting 2 dudes at the line of scrimmage to jam him, and I'm putting somebody over DeAndre Hopkins, somebody in the middle of DeAndre Hopkins, and somebody on the back end. And they didn't do any of that.
Key, just to add to your point. So I'm watching the game last night, and I watched the catch, and I said, damn, what a catch. And then obviously, I go back and I see the replay, and I see it must be the gloves because he had the Jordan gloves on, right? But then I went back and I started watching the play in slow-mo. I wish we could show the play again on TV. Jordan Poyer, 21, comes out of the opposite side. Watch this play. And knocks Tre'Davious White out of the play. He knocks him out of the play, hits him on the play. And then you got Micah Hyde who's on the back, and that's what ultimately allows him to make that catch, him to grab, because the lane was there, but Poyer knocked White out of the play. How are you supposed to defend that?
All you do is snatch him and PI him. You snatch him down. They're not going to throw the flag in that situation. So you grab DeAndre Hopkins and you basically pull him to the ground when the ball is in the air right before it gets to him. You go ahead and you get the pass interference because they're not going to call it. They're just not.
I just feel horrible because I just watched Josh Allen march all the way down the field, throw an incredible pass to Stephon Diggs, and you feel like the Buffalo Bills could be sitting here at 8-2 right now. I know, and you know what argument I was on because I was on. Dan Orlovsky got me on the Bills bandwagon.
No, it's cool.
I started riding with them,
fine.
and I said going into the game, I thought this was going to be a staple game, and it works out that way.
I got like this going feud with the guy out in Arizona. Not a feud. We have a little wager bet on how many games Arizona will win this year. I can't. Arizona, ESPN Arizona, host of a show out there, and so we were going back and forth all year long about how many games Arizona's going to win. And so I had the send button ready. Wait.
On it.
So wait. I swear to you, I watching the game, Z, and I got my hand on send. I'm like, damn. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, let me rethink this real quick because the sea of red is coming for me tomorrow.
On your weekly radio appearance there. So you got time to prep and figure out what you want to say. A little mea culpa. DeAndre Hopkins, the hero, after the game with an analogy using another sport that I know Jay would enjoy.
You know, in basketball terminology, that's what they call this. You know, when somebody get dunked on. But it was on 3 people. Yeah. It was, you know, they were in position. It was just a better catch by eye.
See, he tapped the top of his head a couple of times, and in basketball, that's what means. That's on your head. That means you got banged on. That means something happened. Key,
Absolutely.
I know you've had a lot of moments like this. I've had a couple where you up in the air, you end up doing something to somebody, and you're just like, damn, that happened to you? And then you look up on the Jumbotron, and you see it over and over and over again in slow-mo. I know you've had those moments.
Yeah, but I'm going to walk past him and whisper to him.
You next level. That's right.
Yeah, you walk past him and let him know.
What would you say?
If I was Hop right there, I'd probably just smile at him. Just smile. That dude, and look, we've talked about it till we turn blue in the face, why the Texans got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. If you don't pay that dude and make that dude the highest paid skill position player in the history of the National Football League and give Deshaun Watson his player that he needs to continue to develop his career, but you now traded this dude to the Arizona Cardinals.
Bill O'Brien.
For what? For who? Why? Why would you do that? And now you got to sit back at home and watch him do that. I know Deshaun was probably like, he saw the highlight. He probably was just like, damn, man.
David Johnson.
I had that. Well,
Fuller
not even,
and Cooks.
it's not even David Johnson's issue. It's more of Bill O'Brien. You just moved that piece and gave it to Arizona. You basically gave it away because you didn't want to pay him. This is why dudes like that, when they ask for money, the Michael Thomases, the DeAndre Hopkins, the Devontae Adams, there's no argument. And yes, I'm a receiver. There's no question about it. But a guy like that, you don't even, when he comes to your office, Zubin, and he says, I want to talk about my contract, you say, when do you want to talk, sir? And what do you want to talk about? And how much do you want to be? That's what you do. You don't give the hen and the haw and, we don't have any money and I don't know. No, you pay that dude.
Zubin, this is the perfect position for Keyshawn. This is the leverage position for every wide receiver in the game. And he's right. You're right. When a dude deserves it, you pay him. You making catches like that, you pay that man.
No doubt. We're asking on the Dr. Pepper Twitter feed, so who's the one QB in the NFC you don't want to see in the playoffs? Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson,
Mr. Limited?
Mr. Unlimited or Limited.
Sorry. Okay.
All self-explanatory.
What?
Or
I just asked a question now. I don't know. It could shift. It can come back to Mr. Unlimited. I don't know.
We got to throw Kyler Murray into the mix now. Brady, Rodgers, Wilson, Murray. Be a part of the Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin Nation on the
Big
Dr.
Ben.
Pepper Twitter feed. NFC.
Oh, NFC.
Indeed. We'll talk about Big Ben and what he was able to do without practicing in just a moment. ESPN Nation presented by Dr. Pepper. It's official. College football's back. So's your favorite Dr. Pepper-loving college football town. Fansville. Head to a store near you to treat your inner college football fan to an ice-cold 20-ounce Dr. Pepper today. Again, Brady, Rodgers, Wilson, Kyler Murray, 888-SAY-ESPN, Key J and Z on Twitter. One quarterback we notably kept off the list for the moment is Drew Brees.